anytime now, workers of the Subic Bay International Container Terminal will begin loading 69 containers of garbage from Canada on the MV Bavaria. The vessel docked here at around 3 p.m. earlier, but it had to unload shipments from previous ports first before loading it with new containers. Aside from containers of garbage, it will also carry around 150 shipping containers because the vessel will take an ordinary shipment route. It will leave as soon as loading is complete. One after another, 69 container vans of Canadian trash will be removed from the Philippine soil, each bearing around 20 tons of mixed household and plastic waste, including diapers. These were declared as recyclable plastic scraps, smuggled by Canadian company Chronix Plastics Incorporated in 2013 and 2014. The trash were left sitting and stinking in Philippine ports for 6 years. Following President Duterte's threat to declare war unless the garbage are removed, the Canadian government finally agreed to take it back home.
This is a proud moment for us Filipinos because, we are, this is a stand by the nation. It's a very strong message by the President. For SBMA po, obviously, it is a relief that it will finally leave. And again, a message na sana hindi tayo pagtapunan ng ibang bansa ng basura.
In a tweet, Foreign Affairs Secretary Teddy Boy Locsin Jr. said Canada paid for fumigation, ship side loading, and shipping. The International Container Terminal Services Incorporated waived all cost on land. Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara said reshipment from Manila to Vancouver cost 10 million pesos. But the Canada waste issue isn't over yet. Environmental activists also want the government to disclose where 8 container vans of the Canadian trash were dumped. 103 container vans arrived in Manila port, but only 69 will be shipped out. Customs earlier said contents of 34 container vans had been disposed, but environmental activists said only 26 have been accounted for.
Base sa aming datos, maging sa confirmation ng may-ari ng sanitary, ng Subic, ng Metro Clark na si Mr. Colayco, ay 26 lamang ang naitapon doon. So, nasaan yung 8 container? Ang deklarasyon ng mga waste analysis and characterization ng DENR na ito ay hazardous and toxic waste, mahalaga na malaman ng taong bayan saan ito napunta, saan ito naitapon, at saan ito, sabi nga nilibing.
The Manila Regional Trial Court is still hearing environmental and customs law cases against Chronic Plastics owner and customs brokers involved in smuggling the garbage. We got a word that the vessel will leave at around 5 a.m. tomorrow. It will stop over in Taiwan before heading straight to Canada. MV Bavaria is expected to arrive at the port of Vancouver in Canada on June 22. And we've read from local Canadian press. They've reported that the garbage will be incinerated in Burnaby.
Irene Bontigao sorts recyclable plastics that they have collected from various dump sites and junk shops, making sure that plastics of the same kind are together in a sack. Cups, transparent bottles, colored bottles, and other hard plastics. From here, they will deliver the sorted items to plastic manufacturers in Valenzuela City.
Nire-recycle po nila to eh. Tapos yung iba ginagawa nilang PE. Yung mga PE, yung katulad niya malinaw na plastic na yan, yung mga ganyan.
Sorting around 1,500 kilos of plastic a day gives her 700 pesos for the effort. And they can deliver as much as 2 tons of recyclable plastics to manufacturers every day.
Mahirap naman ang pipili ka ng trabaho. Okay naman po, nakakabuhay naman to ng nakakasuporta naman.
In Barangay Commonwealth, Quezon City, the livelihood of over 1,000 people like Bontigao are dependent on recyclable materials.
Dito sa barangay, malaking tulong yun kasi pagka wala silang pinagkakakitaan, pwedeng gumawa sila ng hindi maganda.
For some people like Bontigao, one man's trash is indeed another's treasure. But maybe not all the time. In the Philippines, our resources are going to the importation of other countries' trash in the guise of recyclable materials. Montigao finds it odd that recyclable items are still being imported from other countries when she thinks we already have enough of these.
Dito pa lang, hindi na nga maubos-ubos, di ba? Bakit aangkat pa sa ibang bansa?
In Metro Manila alone, around 33,000 cubic meters or more than 1,800 truckloads of garbage are collected daily and brought to 3 dump sites. That's a huge amount of trash or so-called recyclable materials. Lawmakers have lamented that the country is rapidly gaining the reputation as the global trash bin, especially after Canada and Korea have dumped their trash here. Senate Bill number 2144 proposes to make the importation of solid wastes as well as the use, treatment, or processing of the imported wastes illegal.
Ang dami natin basura, pumunta ka lang sa Payatas eh. Ang dami natin basura, bibigyan natin sila, tayo naman ang mag-angkat. Eh ba't tayo pa mag-aangkat ng basura nila?
Likewise, the Environment Department is drafting a policy to ban all waste imports following the rise of misdeclared shipments carrying garbage arriving in the country. Hopefully, these laws aimed at preventing more trash from being dumped in the country will not go to waste. George Cahiles, CNN Philippines.
The International Criminal Court is now looking into a complaint against Chinese President Xi Jinping over alleged crimes against humanity. This development comes 2 months after former Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales and former Foreign Affairs Secretary Albert Del Rosario sued Xi and other Chinese officials for China's moves to gain control over the South China Sea. Attorney Anne-Marie Corominas, the lawyer who assisted the 2 former officials, relayed the response of ICC's Office of the Prosecutor, which stated that it will now analyze whether or not the court has jurisdiction over the complaint.
It thanks us for the communication as well as any subsequent related information. And it says, quote, the office is analyzing the allegations identified in your communication with the assistance of other related communications and other information available.
For Morales, this is a positive development. If the court decides the alleged crimes fall under its jurisdiction, it will then proceed to a preliminary examination, which will then probe information to determine if there is basis for an actual investigation. Morales is confident the court will move forward with a case.
We studied the law, and that's it. We came up with the conclusion that indeed crimes were committed within the territory of the Philippines, and therefore the Philippines can complain before the Office of the Prosecutor.
The email from the ICC's Office of the Prosecutor was dated May 20th, a day before Morales was detained in Hong Kong over supposed immigration issues. She believes she was targeted due to the complaint against Xi. After her ordeal, the former graft buster says she will never go back to Hong Kong or China for that matter.
I don't like to contribute a single Hong Kong dollar to the economy of Hong Kong.
Grateful to the ICC for its response, Morales also thanked U.S. senators for introducing a bill proposing to sanction China for questionable activities in the South China Sea. Malacanang, meantime, earlier downplayed the complaint and said the ICC has no jurisdiction over China and the Philippines. In a message to CNN Philippines, Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara said that the email is a standard response from the ICC. AC Nichols, CNN Philippines.
One graduating student inspiring others and taking a stand against social inequality. Racel Hyacinth Bendanya is valedictorian of Ateneo de Manila University's graduating class. She will graduate cum laude with her management economics degree, also serving as president of the University Student Council. She touched hearts when Ateneo posted her pre-qualifying essay for the valedictorian selection. In her submission, Bendanya describes how she was raised in poverty, working as a barker for her father, who is a jeepney driver. She says she may have exceeded expectations, but writes, let's face it, people do not expect much from children of poor families. She goes on to thank Ateneo for its generosity after giving her a scholarship to finish college. She also says, quote, as long as Ateneo needs to be generous, it means society has not overcome bigger, deeper problems. Bendanya ends her essay expressing hope that her story inspires others and moves them to act for change. She believes there's a need for a more generous Ateneo, but more than that, a country that mirrors the school's generosity.